Debates over the origins of racism often suffer from a lack of clarity over the term. Many use the term racism to refer to more general phenomena, such as xenophobia and ethnocentrism, although scholars attempt to clearly distinguish those phenomena from racism as an ideology or from scientific racism, which has little to do with ordinary xenophobia. Others conflate recent forms of racism with earlier forms of ethnic and national conflict. Notions of race and racism often have played central roles in such ethnic conflicts. Historically, when an adversary is identified as other based on notions of race or ethnicity, particularly when other is construed to mean inferior, the means employed by the self-presumed superior party to appropriate territory, human chattel, or material wealth often have been more ruthless, more brutal, and less constrained by moral or ethical considerations. According to historian Daniel Richter, Pontiac's rebellion saw the emergence on both sides of the conflict of the novel idea that all native people were Indians, that all Euro-Americans were whites, and that all on one side must unite to destroy the other. A documentary about Africa, Different but Equal, claimed that racism, in fact, only just recently surfaced as late as the 1800s, due to the need for a justification for slavery in the Americas. The idea of slavery as an equal opportunity employer was denounced with the introduction of Christian theory in the West. Maintaining that Africans were subhuman was the only loophole in the then accepted law that men are created equal. That would allow for the sustenance of the triangular trade. The best-known triangular trading system is the transatlantic slave trade, that operated during the 17th, 18th, and early 19th centuries, carrying slaves, cash crops, and manufactured goods between West Africa, Caribbean, or American colonies, and the European colonial powers, with the northern colonies of British North America, especially New England, sometimes taking over the role of Europe. The use of African slaves was fundamental to growing colonial cash crops, which were exported to Europe. European goods, in turn, were used to purchase African slaves, which were then brought on a sea lane west from Africa to the Americas, the so-called Middle Passage. Peoples in the Americas, natives, were encountered, fought, and ultimately subdued, but then due to European diseases, their populations drastically decreased. Through both influences, theories about race developed, and these helped many to justify the differences in position and treatment of people whom they categorized as belonging to different races.